Welcome to Winchester Beat, a local news roundup for Winchester, Mass. We aim to bring you the latest community news in a fast format to keep you informed without slowing you down.
Hello and welcome. I'm Tara Hughes.
And I'm Jennifer Hafley. Today we're talking about No Kings, fallout from the failed override, a new literacy curriculum, local news day, and other upcoming events.
Winchester hosted its third No Kings rally on March 28th. Winchester News reports that 400 to 500 people attended the event, which was organized by the local Indivisible chapter. State Representative Mike Day emceed the event.
This day is about us. This day is about patriotism, true patriotism.
Other speakers included local clergy members, democracy and immigration activists, and Winchester High students and alumni. Here's Mei Wu, a Winchester High graduate and current Tufts student.
And despite of what's all happening, I am still proud to be an American. But I stand here today to voice how disappointed I am by the actions of our current administration.
Winchester musician Willie T and his partner Doc X played a song called No Kings. The event was part of nationwide protests that brought out a reported 8 million people, the largest single-day nonviolent protest in U.S. history.
In town government news, many boards and committees are preparing for Springtown meeting. They are discussing budgetary constraints after the failed override, and some have elected new chairs, which is customary after the town election. Springtown meeting starts April 27th at the high school and is always open to the public.
The Select Board, now chaired by Anthea Brady, is discussing how to cut costs and increase revenues in the context of the failed override. The Daily Times Chronicle reports that ideas include outsourcing services and raising commercial rates at the transfer station. The town manager is also looking across departments to identify potential fee increases.
Unrelated to the override, the Select Board will ask town meeting to approve a 7% increase in water and sewer rates as part of planned increases over the next 5 years. A new pricing tier for high-volume users may also be created, which could offer a little financial relief to lower-volume users.
Other Select Board items for town meeting include solar panels, a Human Rights Commission, and a new elementary literacy curriculum.
That new literacy curriculum is called Arts and Letters. The school committee adopted it unanimously on March 28th, and it is big news for our schools. Teachers piloted 2 different literacy programs this year, and Arts and Letters was the clear favorite. Here's Melissa Newell, elementary literacy coordinator, discussing the recommendation.
In terms of what that looked like in the data, 100% of the piloteers who piloted Arts and Letters recommended Arts and Letters be our program.
In the TMMA bulletin, School Committee Vice Chair Stephanie Menargi notes, quote, "Startup costs for the new program will go to town meeting as a separate article. However, due to cost constraints, funding essential literacy teacher supports and assessment tools will be challenging."
Reflecting those cost constraints and the failed override, the school committee, now chaired by Timothy Matthews, is reducing its spring town meeting budget request by $2.3 million. Recommended cuts were to be presented this week, and we expect to have more details next week.
For the Capital Planning Committee, the failed override means withdrawing a spring town meeting funding request related to town hall renovations. However, the committee notes in the TMMA bulletin that bids for roof work at McCall Middle School and Ambrose Elementary were under budget, and those surplus funds will now be used for town hall roof and bell tower repairs.
In brighter news, the town's sustainability office reports that Winchester recently received a $90,000 grant for 2 projects that will save the town money and increase energy efficiency. New windows at the Mystic School will save the town about $3,200 per year in energy costs, and new LED lighting at McCall Middle School should generate about $16,000 in annual savings. Eversource will provide an additional $25,000 for the McCall project.
Through the TMMA bulletin, the Planning Board reports that it is not bringing any proposals to Springtown meeting. It is currently focusing on changes to the town's zoning bylaws with the aim of presenting them at Fall Town meeting. If zoning bylaws are your thing, this process starts at the Planning Board's April 7th meeting.
And in community news, 8th grader Laurel Nierenberg is leading a children's clothing drive to benefit Cradles to Crayons. Laurel is Winchester's ambassador for Project 351, a statewide program focused on youth leadership and service. Donations of new or gently used clothing for babies, children, and teens can be dropped off from March 30th to April 10th at all 5 elementary schools, McCall Middle School, the Winchester Cooperative Nursery School, Kids Corner, and Studio on the Common.
In high school sports, senior wrestling captain Kai Napadao Baquero earned All-American status after finishing 8th at the national tournament last weekend. Congratulations, Kai, on this impressive achievement.
Turning to events, we're excited to share that April 9th is the very first local news day. In the last 20 years, the United States has lost over 2,500 newspapers and 60% of local reporters. But communities need trusted local news to keep residents informed and government accountable. That's why we started this podcast. We hope you find it useful, and in honor of Local News Day, we ask you to please spread the word about Winchester Beat. You can also celebrate by donating to Winchester News at www.winchesternews.org.
For those families thinking about college, there is a webinar on April 9th at 7:30 p.m. with college admissions expert Jeff Salingo. You can register for Real Choices and Dream Schools, helping your child find the right college fit on the Parent to Parent website, www.parenttoparentwinchester.org.
And on Friday, April 10th, there is a volunteer fair at the Jinx Center from 9 to 11 a.m. Celebrate Volunteer Appreciation Month, discover ways to get involved, and connect with local organizations. The event is free and no registration is required.
On April 11th, the Network for Social Justice is celebrating its 35th anniversary from 7 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. at the Sons of Italy. Comedian Jimmy Tingle is a special guest, and the event is free and open to all. RSVP on the network's website at www.nfsj.org.
For those planning ahead, the Inca Fair is May 15th through 16th, and Town Day is June 6th.
And water main flushing starts April 6th for the Middle Low Water System. Flushing will occur for the next 3 to 4 weeks from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m., and water discoloration can occur. Check the town's website for more information.
In case you missed it, our final note is anything but local. On April 1st, NASA launched 4 astronauts into space for a lunar flyby that will take them to the far side of the moon. Known as Artemis II, it is the first crewed lunar trip since 1972.
And that's it for today's show. Thanks as always to WinCam for hosting us. If you have questions or suggestions, you can reach us at winchesterbeat01890@gmail.com.
Thanks for listening. We hope you'll join us again for our next episode. You can find us on Apple, Spotify, WinCam, and YouTube. Have a good week, and stay curious, Winchester.